Part of my personality is that I get excited about new things. I love starting new projects or learning new hobbies, and it's really easy for me to like get obsessed with something for maybe a week and a half. Like at the start last year in March, I was like, when everyone got to stay at home, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna teach myself gymnastics. And I was like doing handstands every day and like trying to do all these new things. And then I kind of just got bored, so I stopped. I started baking bread and like I bought everything for it. And I have like all of these bread baking paraphernalias, and then I just got bored of baking bread. Even this keyboard, man, I found it for like 20 bucks at Goodwill, and I was like, I'm gonna teach myself piano. And I imagined myself like Ryan Gosling in La La Land, like all, long sleeve playing jazz piano. And so for like a month, just every day I would, not even a month, like a week, every day I would watch like YouTube for scales and arpeggios and like learn everything. And then I just was like, I'm kind of over it. I have a lot of things in just collecting dust in my house that I got excited about and I just kind of stopped doing. It's okay when it's a $20 piano or some bread baking things, but when there are bigger decisions in our lives, it's important to make one decision and stick with it. Like, it's important to think things through. And it's really important to weigh out how much things mean to you. Like, let's look at Luke 14. Jesus is talking to some really smart people and he says this: suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? For if you lay the foundation and are not able to finish it, everyone who sees it will ridicule you, saying, this person began to build and wasn't able to finish. Jesus, of course, wasn't talking about a literal tower. He's talking about what it costs to follow him. Like, it's really important to think things through, and it's really important to weigh out how much things mean to you. Now, when it's a decision like a cheap keyboard at Goodwill, you can just make that decision lightly. I mean, check this out. Don't worry, I know that was cringe. Jesus wasn't talking about small decisions that you can take lightly. He was talking about big choices in your life, like following Jesus. In fact, in verse 33, Jesus says this: those of you who do not give up everything you have cannot be my disciples. Basically, if you're not ready to give up everything, you can't follow Jesus. That's what he meant. Following Jesus is not supposed to be an hour and a half on a Sunday, or just once a week at youth group, or whenever the mood strikes. It's supposed to be in everything, all or nothing. And it's supposed to impact every area of our life. Following Jesus can't be compartmentalized. It can't be, I follow Jesus when I'm with this certain friend group, or I follow Jesus because I know all the answers to give at small group to sound like I do. Following Jesus is supposed to get into every aspect of our lives. Every part of us is supposed to look more and more like Jesus. It comes with a cost. We have to make sacrifices to follow Jesus. And usually those sacrifices are things like being selfish, doing what you want, putting yourself above others. You have to give that up, and you have to look at the teachings of Jesus and how he always put other people first. Yes, taking care of himself through quiet time and being alone with God, but primarily putting others before himself. That it wasn't about making his name great, it was about serving God and following where God has called him to do. So in the same way, following Jesus for us is supposed to be everything. It can change our future too. It can go from, how do I make the most money? How do I find a job making the most money? To, how do I find a job that's going to help the most people? It can change the way that we interact with our families. Where instead of, my sibling is irritating me again, it's, man, God calls me to be a good sibling. And so I'm gonna put down the video game or whatever you're doing. I'm gonna hang out with my sibling for a little bit. Grudges, unforgiveness, anger at your enemies, those are all sacrifices that we have to make to follow Jesus. It sounds great, up until it isn't. When Jesus told people to follow him, it wasn't a light decision. It was a give up everything that you have and follow me. And Jesus meant that if you follow him, it's an all-in decision. The invitation is there. Choice is yours to accept it. It was great seeing you all Friday at Alive. Man, I've missed you all, and some more cool things are coming. So we'll see you on Wednesday. Shoot!